old friend Ryan Switzer, former Cowboy receiver, drafted in 2017, is in a lot of fun and innocuous ways all the things that are right about sports, pro sports, big time sports. Some of what surrounds him is some of what's wrong about sports. And right now, what envelops Ryan Switzer and his family's life is terribly wrong. Mike Fisher, reporting from North Texas, where our old friend Ryan Switzer and his babies battle against a mysterious bleeding issue continues on. And I'll tell you the story about that. I'll tell you how you can help. And we'll look at some of the big picture here. Ryan Switzer, you'll recall, comes here as a 5'8", fourth-round pick. He's going to be the next big something. Well, maybe not big, but he's going to be the next something. And caught a few balls and returned a few punts, and in the end, didn't work out here. As you might imagine, when you're a 5'8" professional football player, you're feisty and you're a fighter. And if you recall, not unlike Cole Beasley, who did some of the same things when he was here and when he exited. Ryan Switzer would on Twitter display his disgruntlement. Oh, they handled me wrong, and they should have done this, and they tried to make me do running back things, and that didn't fit me, and things are going to be better for me with the Raiders, and then things are going to be better with me for the Steelers, and then things are going to be better with me for the Browns. And for Ryan Switzer's career, because he's certainly talented and he's very bright, and he wants it so badly. Again, you can't be 5'8" and play professional football and not have want to, and not have guts, and not have heart. So I hope that he gets there. I'm a fan of how cool it would be if Ryan Switzer ever got there. And again, you've been in the NFL now 17, 18, 19, 20. He's entering his 5th season in the NFL. It's quite an accomplishment. Just that. Not unlike what we said about Xavier Woods the other day. We could say, oh, Woods, you stink, or good. But, this is in Woods' case, a 6th-round pick who made it as an NFL starter. We should be mad about it. And in the case of Ryan Switzer, this is a 4th-round pick who's still bumping around the NFL, and good for him. But this is bigger than that. Significant bleeding is the issue with Ryan Switzer's infant son, him and his wife Gabby, who earlier this month found their baby boy, Christian, and he woke up in a pool of his own blood. Obviously, they rushed him to the hospital, and doctors did locate one problem. He tested positive for COVID-19. They performed surgery on the baby, and I have the sense that many of you who are with me here, 26,000 of us strong now, something like that, 25,000, 26,000, we're parents. The idea of surgery on a baby is a frightening thing, especially when you just took your baby out of his crib because he's in a pool of his own blood. COVID-19, as if that wasn't bad enough for an infant baby, they performed surgery on Christian to find the source of a bleeding. The bleeding stops for a while, but continues to be an issue. He has now been moved this week to a new hospital in Boston. There's an abnormality on the baby's scan. Now, as I speak to you now, Ryan Switzer reports that Christian is stable. He's not actively bleeding at this moment, and that helps them do more tests until they find the issue. Imagine. We don't know what's wrong with your baby. We're doing everything we can. Obviously, he's certainly getting the best in medical attention. We're going to do everything we can to find what's wrong. But while he's bleeding, it's harder to find what's wrong because we can't do the surgery to find out why he's bleeding. We can't do tests necessarily while he's bleeding. They are planning now a continuation of surgeries, scans, investigations, trying to find out what's wrong. What is the diagnosis here? Ryan Switzer has been using social media to express his gratitude to everybody who's praying for Christian. If you go to my Twitter page or my Facebook page, at Fish Sports, you will find the link to more information about this. You can also go, of course, to cowboyssi.com, which we invite you to hang out at, as always, cowboyssi.com. And you'll see Ryan Switzer's remarks, and you'll get updates from there. You'll also see how you can make a donation to the hospital. The Switzer family's been very generous to this hospital, and there's a link there where you can make a donation in Christian's name if you'd like to help patients at that hospital who may be in similar circumstance. Switzer said, "I want to share Gabby and I's appreciation for everyone who's lifting our son up in prayer. We know that there's so many things that everyone could be praying about, and boy, is that true. And the fact that you are interceding to God on our son's behalf is so heartwarming. Here's just some good news tomorrow." And indeed, here's just some good news tomorrow. UPMC Children's Hospital is the place in Boston. Again, NFL fans, Cowboy fans, viewers, readers would like to donate in Christian's name. That can be done by going to cowboyssi.com, looking up the Switzer story, and you'll find the click link in there. Ryan Switzer's 26th. It does seem, maybe this is just my age showing, because I'm not a cynical person, no, I'm not a sad person, and I am a person of faith, but does it seem like we have more of these now? More things that we've got to pray for? Or is it just that there's good news, if you can call it that when something like this happens because of social media and because of media, we get to know about it. We get to think about it. We get to send donations. We get to send prayers. If that's your thing, it happens to be mine. It happens to be the Switzer's family. It is, at the very least, having been there in circumstances, again, like we all have, it is at the very least comforting to do that. But it's fascinating in terms of a big picture. Ryan Switzer is all the things that are right about trying to get there, because he got to the NFL and he's 5'8". He's all the things that are wrong because he spent the last 4 years yelling at his critics, and you spent some of the last 4 years yelling at him. He's everything that's right because he's a great guy, and he's got a lovely wife, and he's got this beautiful baby, and then everything wrong because his beautiful baby's sick, and they can't figure out why. This is one of those deals where, again, if you're a father or a grandfather, or if you're not yet, you will be. When your kid comes up to you and says, "Why did my dog die? Why did my grandma die?" And we have to make something up to explain to them, because this is the greatest mystery of mankind. That why? I don't know. I mean, what are you going to tell your 5-year-old? Shit, I don't know. So we come up with what we come up with. Maybe these things we've all theorized at different times, whether you are a person of faith or not. You wonder if, hey, maybe these kind of things are thrust upon us, so we were reminded to smell the roses. Maybe these kind of things are thrust upon us, so are we reminded to hug each other. Again, we live in a time where we could use some rose smelling, and we could use some comfort hugging. So let's think about that, and let's do that. I have tried to be, not related to the Switzer situation, just because I'm old. I've tried to quit sniping back at people who, I try to just have a smiley face and a winky face, and as best I can, and put up a fish emoji. Fish, you suck. Fine, fish emoji. Buy a T-shirt. I don't know, because life's too short for us to scream at each other over football. So I'll thank you for being here. I'll invite you to go look up more information about Ryan Switzer and his family's mysterious battle with his baby boy. Go to cowboyssi.com and find that Switzer story. You can read it and then click on the link if you're interested in helping UPMC Children's Hospital. I'm going to paraphrase Ryan Switzer here, and then we'll all try to plow on. I've got more to talk to you about probably tonight, definitely on Monday. And again, if you want Cowboy information, Mavericks information, it is stacked here. So you get plenty to read to take your mind off it once you wrap your mind around it. Ryan Switzer, we know there are so many things that everyone could be praying about. And the fact that you are interceding to God on our son's behalf is so heartwarming. Here's to some good news tomorrow. Fish out.